small fleet of warships steaming to Kim's doorstep as U.S. stealth jets drop bombs in joint exercise with South Korea and Japan that will inflame tensions with Pyongyang. Donald Trump stoked up tensions with Kim Jong-un today as he reportedly sent a U.S. Navy carrier strike group steaming towards North Korea. The battle group, including a carrier with dozens of fighter jets and several other warships, is set to arrive next month when it will take part in joint military drills with South Korea and Japan. The news, which is sure to inflame tensions with Pyongyang, came as the U.S. Air Force carried out practice bombing raids in a show of force over the Korean Peninsula early today. Two B-1B Lancer bombers were seen flying in menacing formation with 4 F-35B stealth jets and 4 South Korean F-15K fighters in a joint military drill. Warplanes released live weapons at a firing range in South Korea, the U.S. Pacific Command said in a statement. The U.S. jets also conducted formation training with Japanese fighters overseas near the southern island of Kyushu. It was a clear signal to Kim after the tyrant unleashed yet another ballistic missile on Friday, which flew across Japan and landed in the Pacific after a flight of some 2,300 miles, proving U.S. territory. Guam is within range. The U.S. has not commented on the deployment of the carrier group, which was revealed today by South Korea's defense ministry, which said its Navy will take part in joint exercises with the U.S. aircraft carrier strike group. It did not name the carrier that will take part in drill next month. Earlier this year, 2 carrier strike groups, led by the USS Carl Vinson and USS Ronald Reagan, were seen sailing side by side off North Korea in the biggest show of force since Pyongyang stepped up its missile program. Last night, the USA's ambassador to the UN Nikki Haley warned North Korea will be destroyed if Kim continues with reckless missile tests. Ms. Haley said, "We have pretty much exhausted all the things that we can do at the Security Council at this point. If North Korea keeps on with this reckless behavior, if the United States has to defend itself or defend its allies in any way, North Korea will be destroyed." And we all know that. And none of us want that. None of us want war. We are trying every other possibility that we have, but there's a whole lot of military options on the table. Deadly force, how a carrier group strikes fear in the enemy. The carrier strike group is the U.S. Navy's chief weapon in its global projection of power. Previously known as carrier battle groups, carrier strike groups, CSGs, are small fleets capable of being deployed in flexible combat operations practically anywhere in the world. The group is led by a supercarrier, whose air wing of 65 to 70 planes and helicopters provide the primary offensive firepower. The carrier is supported by 1 or 2 missile cruisers, a destroyer squadron of 2 or 3 destroyers or frigates, and 1 or 2 attack submarines. Their principal role is to support and defend the carrier, but they may also take part in offensive operations, such as launching cruise missiles at inland targets. A CSG may also include logistics vessels and a supply ship. In total, there could be around 10 warships sailing together, depending on the mission. The U.S. Navy maintains 11 carrier strike groups, each of around 7,500 personnel. 10 are based in the U.S. and 1 are forward deployed to Japan. The Pentagon's plans say that at any time 6 CSGs must be deployed or ready to deploy within 30 days. Russia and China have rejected U.S. calls for them to rein in North Korea, telling Mr. Trump, "You started this, you end it." Kim has threatened nuclear Armageddon on U.S. soil after the nation's sixth and most powerful nuke test on September 3rd. Mr. Trump has warned Kim will face fire and fury like the world has never seen if he strikes the U.S. or its allies. Amid rising tensions, airlines are said to be avoiding the region over fears panicky North